What's shrap-a-lapping, my film shraps out there? Welcome to Film Shrapnel. I'm your host, Tobias. This is your host, Craig. And today...
How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I cut into you. You introduced me, so I cut in. I'm sorry. I always ruin these introductions. You always have such energy, and then it's just me. Like, I have the energy of a rock. It just doesn't fucking do.
No, how are you, man? How are you, man? I don't mind. How are you? The viewers don't mind. They know where they stand now. By now,
Yeah.
it's cool. By now, it's cool.
Yeah, but I'm good though. I'm good. I'm just not good at intros. But I'm very good.
Excellent, excellent. This month, they've announced the Oscars. We're doing a lot of Oscars content this month and into March as well. And this year, it's an Oscar first, isn't it, Craig?
In what way? Because I think there's quite a few ways you could say Oscar firsts.
So someone got nominated. It's the first someone to be nominated for something.
It is?
Is it
For
the first Native American actress?
Okay, yeah. Lily Gladstone, right?
Lily Gladstone, first actress of Native American descent to be nominated for Best Supporting Actress. So it's a year of Oscar firsts. So I thought we could go over the history of Oscar firsts. Maybe it'd be interesting. So I'm just going to start the beginning of the list that I've got here, that I've got from Wikipedia. Not the best source for information, but we're just going to go with it. So the very first Best Picture winner at the Oscars. Any ideas?
Not a clue. What year was it, by the way?
1927, or at least that's the year that's next to the film. So maybe it's 1928, the Oscars. But it says 1927 here.
I would not have a clue. Is it a talkie?
It is not a talkie.
Oh, that's how far back we've gone.
That is how far back we've gone. It's a film called Wings. I've never seen it, never heard of it.
Who directed it?
It's probably something we should know. Let me click it and find out. It's an American silent film, but it does utilize synchronized sound. It won the very first Academy Award for Best Picture. It was directed by William A. Wellman. Gary Cooper's in this movie.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize he was that old. Okay.
Yeah. So,
nice.
Yeah, that's the first Best Picture winner. Do you want to know the first talkie? What year do you think the first talkie won? First Best Picture winning sound film is how they've listed it here.
Wow, that's crazy that was a category back then. Now we expect
No. The category's Best Picture, but this is the first film with sound that won.
Okay. I'm guessing it must.
Go on.
It must have been a year or two after. It can't be that long later. Surely.
Yes.
Go on then.
This is only listed for 1929. So it's only 2 years later.
So what one?
Broadway Melody.
Never
Broadway
heard of it.
Melody. I had heard of this one, but that's probably because I have a background in musical theatre. No, for no other reason. But I had heard of this. I think I've seen clips of it as well.
Oh, okay. Very good, very good. Interesting that a musical, it's a musical, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting that a musical won the first Oscar for a film with sound.
So the next movie first movie in colour to win Best Picture.
Oh.
Do you want to have a guess for this one?
The year.
Do you want to try the year?
Is it? It's not by any chance. Is it not The Wizard of Oz?
It is
not
The Wizard of Oz.
That was one of the first films in color, right? I think.
Yes. It's not The Wizard of Oz, unfortunately. I'll
I
give you.
feel like I
Do
should know this.
you want to try and guess the year?
Um, you know what? When did no? I'm realizing I don't know a lot of things. uh, would it have been in the 1940s?
Oh, you're so. I'm just going to give it to you. You're so close. It was 1939.
Ah, really? And what
Yeah.
was the film?
Gone with the Wind.
Ah, okay. I feel like I should have known that. I think I did
Yeah,
know that once before.
I thought if I gave you long enough, you probably would have gotten it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have, but I feel like I should have known that, and I did probably once used to know that, and then just forgot that I knew that.
Yeah. I'm just going to skip a few that aren't really that interesting. This is kind of interesting. First Best Director winner that was two directors for the same film. That's kind of interesting.
Okay, so two
And
directors for the
again,
same film.
yes, it's the first time a movie that was directed by two people collaborating won Best
Uh-huh.
Director. So two people got the Best Director award.
Uh-huh. And when did
Um,
that happen?
it happened in 1961, and I'll give you an additional clue. I actually did know this already, and again, it's because of my musical theatre background. So that's a big clue. Early 60s musical that was incredibly popular and famous.
Greece? No,
60s, man.
I don't
60s.
know. I don't watch. I haven't seen it.
Greece didn't. I don't think Greece got any Oscar nods of any kind.
No, and I think that was in the 70s, wasn't it?
Yes,
Then what was it then? Was
it
it
was West
Hair?
Side. It was West Side
Oh,
Story.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get those two mixed up, Grease and West Side Story. But yeah, that makes sense.
Now, this is kind of interesting because obviously, um, the original Oscars, a lot of the people were nominated were born in the 1800s. So this one, the first person born in the 20th century to be nominated for and win an Academy Award.
Yeah.
You'll never get it. It's just interesting. Janet Gaynor for Seventh Heaven,
Okay.
1928. Now that means really nothing to us. I've never heard of her, but it's a perfect segue into the next one. The first person born in the 21st century to win an Academy Award. Who do you think this would be? So
Oh,
essentially, we're looking for the youngest person right now to hold
yeah.
an Oscar. Essentially,
Can't be older than 25, 24 even. Uh,
I think
ooh.
this person is younger. Actually,
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that's the absolute maximum they could be. I
yeah.
have no idea. Who is it?
Shall I give you a clue? Uh,
Go on.
it was an Oscar given, I think, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know. I really don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
I'll,
Like last year, we
I'll,
paid a lot of attention to the Oscars. This year,
I'll,
2 years
I'll
ago.
give I'll give you the biggest clue I can give you, and if you just don't know it off this, then you just don't know it. They won best song, best original song, but I won't tell you the name of the movie it won it for. But they won best song 2 years ago for a movie that came out in 2021.
No idea. No idea. I just
Really?
don't know
No,
it.
no. It was Billie Eilish for the James Bond
Ah,
song "No Time to Die."
okay. I'm
She
not.
she was the first person to be born in the 21st century to have been to win an Academy Award.
Good for her. I'm not. I don't know
Now,
anything about her, so I don't know.
however, she's not the first person to be born in the 21st century to be nominated for an Academy Award. And I don't know this movie, that they're talking about. I'm going to quickly cheat and have a look.
Mm.
But I don't know if you know this. It looks like a kids' film. It's called Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Ah, I remember that film. I think I saw some of it years ago, but I fell asleep and I didn't watch the rest of it. I think it's
Well,
like
the
set in Louisiana or somewhere in the
it is.
South.
It's set in
And like,
Louisiana, and the
yeah,
girl
like,
in it, the main girl in it, she would have been like 9. She was nominated for the Oscar.
wow. Could you, being 9 and nominated for an Oscar, that's insane.
Isn't it just absolutely nuts?
That would be a bit, I don't know what I think about that, because could you imagine the pressure? Like, you'd be living up for that for the rest of your life. When I was 9, I was nominated an Oscar. Okay, what have you done since then? Like, you'd always be living up to
I
that
wonder,
kind of
has she done?
recognition.
Her name was, oh my, I don't know how to pronounce this. Uh, Quezevazani Wallace. Uh, I've never heard of her. I've not seen this movie or heard of this movie. Um, but I don't recognize her. I don't know what she's done. She's only 20 now.
Hmm.
Let me look at her filmography. It looks like she's still. Oh, she's in American Horror Stories. She's in an episode of that. Uh,
Huh.
oh, she's doing stuff. She is doing stuff.
Good for her.
Yeah. All right. Uh, right. Next one. Are you ready?
Go on.
Are you interested in knowing the first Icelander to win an Academy Award?
Go on.
It was the his name was Hildur Guðnadóttir. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm very sorry if you're listening.
I
He
think the
composed.
last,
Go on.
I think the last bit's pronounced Dottir, like daughter.
Yeah, but there's
So it's like,
Gu weird looking P/B letter
yeah,
NA and then Dotia.
yeah. That means like the way that Icelandic names work is really weird. Like you either take your last name based on your mother or your father.
Hildegarda.
So that's the daughter of this person. So the first part is their name. The daughter bit means that they're the daughter of, if that
Okay,
makes sense.
but
Random bit of trivia for you.
Is Hilda a man's name or a woman's name?
I think Hilda's a woman's name. It
She's a
should be a
cellist.
woman.
She's a woman. She's a cellist. All right, cool. Well,
Interesting. Interesting.
She won for best original score. That was for the Joker.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now, you should get this one. First Asian person to win Best Picture.
It can't be from last year, can it? Because if that's from
No,
last year, that's ridiculous. Ah, so it's
not from
before.
not from last year.
Ah,
Wow.
it's Parasite, isn't it? Is it
Yes.
Parasite?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
It's Bong Joon Ho and Kwak Sin for Parasite, South Korea. Yeah. Well done.
Still haven't seen that film. Need
Oh,
to
it's
see it
so
soon.
good. It's so good. I highly recommend. It really did deserve the Oscar. It was so good. Um, However, it wasn't the first Asian person to be nominated for Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 1986 movie
Yes. 1986 movie.
produced by Ishmael Merchant, who's from
Okay.
India, and
Okay.
it was A Room with a View.
Oh,
Have you
okay.
seen
Cool.
Room with a View?
No, I don't think I have.
I think they're just counting the producer as Asian, therefore it's the first Asian producer to be
Wait,
nominated.
Room. No, I'm getting mixed up with another film. Oh yeah, yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Okay.
However, however, uh, Boon Joon Ho and his friend weren't the first Asian people to win Best Director either. Do you know who the first Asian to win Best Director was?
Tell me. Is it I
You
have
should
some
know.
ideas of I have some is it oh I know who it is. I think I know who
You
it
do.
is, but
You do
I
know it.
can't remember. I can't remember how to say their name.
Come on, you know who this is.
The director. No, I can't say. I can't remember his name. Who is it? It's a he, isn't it? I think I know who it is, but I don't remember how to say his name.
If I said 2005,
I think I know. Is it for Crouching Dragon? Crouching. What was it called? Crouching
Crouching
Tiger, Hidden
Tiger, Hidden
Dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know the film.
I mean, hang on a minute. Um, I think that was earlier than this film.
Is it?
Um, but who directed that again, mate?
Can I Google it?
No.
No. Then I don't know. I don't know enough. Don't embarrass me.
I mean, well, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon came out in 2000.
Right.
I'll just give you that as a little tidbit. This movie that we're talking about came out in 2005.
Okay.
However, the person who directed Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon also directed the movie in question. So you should know.
Uh, I don't know, man. I think I remember. I know who it is, but I don't know the name.
Ang Lee.
That's it. That's it.
Ang Lee, but he didn't win it for Crouching Tiger. He won it for Brokeback Mountain.
Ah, yes. And I was actually reading about this. I was looking at the Oscars, and I did come across him directing. I didn't know he directed that until very
Do,
recently, actually.
do you know what? It's insane, isn't it? That in between Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and Brokeback Mountain, two very, very brilliant, like breathtakingly good films, slap bang in the middle, he made the Eric Bana Hulk movie.
Yeah,
It's very bad.
I remember that film. It was long. It felt, I don't know, it was
Bad.
kind of an odd, yeah.
Bad, bad
So bad
movie.
that when they brought like when they really started getting into deep into the Marvel universe, they just kind of like let's just ignore that happened. Let's just redo it with another actor.
Yeah, they well, but they did it two times because they got Edward Norton in, and then they didn't
Yeah,
want to bring him back, so they got Mark Ruffalo. So
yeah.
they never they seem to never settle on Hulk. But I think they're happy with Mark Ruffalo. I just don't get why they haven't done a Mark Ruffalo solo movie. I think everyone wants that.
I think I don't know. It's just an investment thing. Like if done it twice already with different actors, it kind of wasn't that great. Let's not
Yeah,
risk a
but they
third time.
but they hadn't previously established an already popular version of the character. But they have now. People really like Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. So now
Yeah,
you've got your bankable star. You've got people who like the Hulk. Just make some solo Hulk films. You're clearly struggling for ideas, so just make some of those. People will like it. You could literally make three of them, and people would be happy. Make a trilogy. People want it.
are you
I think
listening,
people would
Marvel?
like it.
Are you listening?
I don't know why they don't hire me to make decisions. I make so many good decisions for Marvel. It's unreal. Um, However, Ang Lee wasn't the first Asian person to be nominated for Best Director.
Who was then?
Believe it or not, we go back to 1965.
Oh, would this
Isn't
be
that
happen to be?
interesting?
That's pretty far, and I'm wondering if this would be a Japanese film by
It
any chance.
is a Japanese film. It is a Japanese film. It's a film called Woman of the Dunes, which I've heard of but never seen.
Ah, I haven't heard of it and I haven't seen it. But interesting that I was wondering if it would be something like Seven Samurai or something like that.
No, that's a lot earlier.
Is it a lot earlier?
I
Okay.
think that's like the 50s, maybe even the
Ah,
40s. I'd have to double check. But you've got to remember, Magnificent Seven's based on that, and that came out in the early '60s.
uh-huh. Yeah, I knew there was a remake, yeah.
But no, this was
Interesting.
Hiroshi Teshigahara is the director of Woman in the Dunes. So big ups to you, first Asian person to be nominated for Best Director, and that was well back in the '60s. I kind of want to watch
Yeah.
the film now and make sure that and just see how good it is. Okay, should we have a look? we've got Akira Kurosawa was the first Asian to receive an honorary award.
Hmm.
So none of his films, like Seven Samurai, got any awards, unfortunately. What about the first black person to get an honorary award?
Ah, an honorary award.
Honorary awards.
I think the first black person to get an Oscar, wasn't that it for Gone with the Wind? There was one
I mean,
actress I think who got.
but this is an honorary award. So this
Okay,
is like,
honorary award.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. What year did it happen? Does it say the year?
1947.
1947, and someone's getting an honorary award. I could not say.
I'll give you a massive clue. This character and the movie they're from is cancelled now. You're not allowed to talk about it nowadays. People don't like it anymore because it's
Hmm.
racist.
I
It
don't
go.
know.
There's a song that comes with it, and Disney had to get rid of an attraction at the theme parks. I couldn't make
Uh,
it more obvious.
you tell me.
It was James Baskett, who was Uncle Remus in the Song of the South. So he was the guy who sings Zip Diddy Doo Dah, which is
Oh.
obviously now considered offensive because it makes light of slavery, basically. And it does make
Hmm.
light of slavery. So I think it's right to cancel it, if I'm honest. But again, certainly, yeah, you watch that, it's certainly a time capsule, isn't it? Very out of touch to modern
Yeah.
standards. Um, how about the first black person to win Best Picture?
Ah. Is it more recent? Is it very recent, or did how far are we
This,
going back?
this is more recent, a lot more recent.
Within the 21st century or before?
I'm going to say it was only 10 years ago.
Oh, really?
Mm.
10 years ago. Ah, was it?
Oh, go on, you
I
got it.
think. Is it 12 Years a Slave? Is it
Yes,
Steve McQueen?
it is.
Ah,
It is
nice,
McQueen for 12
nice.
Years a Slave. Well done.
That's a
I
very
think
good
he's.
film. Have you seen that, by
It,
the way?
I think. Yeah, it's so good now. Yeah, yeah.
The-
Uh, sorry, I was just looking. He's a sir. He's been knighted.
oh, really? Ah,
He is Sir
cool.
Steve McQueen now. Uh, but he wasn't the first black person to be nominated for Best Picture.
Who was?
It says here Quincy Jones.
As director.
Well, he produced The Color Purple.
Oh,
So
by the way,
apparently that counts.
I've noticed that with I think best film doesn't that actually go to the directors? Sorry,
No,
the
I
producers,
think
not the.
it, yeah, I think producers and directors, I think everyone gets it
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
we've got first black person to be nominated for Best Picture. It goes to Quincy Jones along with other people, I would assume. Uh, here you
Hmm.
go. What about the first black director to be nominated for Best Director?
Have no idea who that could be. Is it Spike Jones? By no, not Spike Jones. Spike Lee. Sorry, Spike
Spike
Jones.
Lee. I think I know where you're going with it. It's not. It's John Singleton for Boys in the Hood.
Ah, okay. Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
even know that was nominated. But yeah, I like that film. It's a very good film.
Oh, it's so good. Uh, what about let's do this one. First woman to be nominated for and win Best Picture.
Would this by any chance be that woman that was married to
I'll,
James
I'll
Cameron?
I'll just give you a clue. She's a producer.
She's a producer.
Yeah. And was she married to James Cameron? I don't think so.
Catherine Bigelow.
No,
No?
it's not Catherine Bigelow. No.
Ah, I'm thinking of The Hurt Locker because I remember, yeah, when that came
Mm.
out years ago.
So she's just
Hmm.
a producer on this, and it's from 1973.
Oh, then I would have no idea. I don't know.
It's a crime caper with Robert Redford.
Don't know. You tell me.
It is The Sting. The Sting, which I like. It's a good film.
Hmm. Okay.
However,
Good to know.
however, I'm going to skip a few. I'm going to. Who's the first woman to win Best Director? That I think you know.
I don't know. I get a lot of these. You keep asking me questions, and I always get them wrong. I think I got
Well,
like one of these right.
just just backstep a few.
Is it Catherine Bigelow?
It is Catherine Bigelow for The
Uh-huh.
Hurt Locker. Yes, she won it in 2000 and I assume 2010. It says 2009 here, but I'm sure that's the year that Hurt Locker came
Yeah. Interesting.
out.
Interesting.
I've even got first female Asian woman. Female woman? Can you be? Yeah, first Asian
Female.
woman to be nominated for and win Best Director. And I'll give you a clue. She directed the Eternals,
The
the new Marvel
Eternals.
Eternal movie.
Oh, I haven't watched it. I know of it. I think I remember. No, I can't be sure who it was. Who is it
It
by?
it's Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. Nomadland.
Oh no,
Um,
that sounds familiar actually.
However, well, it's only a couple of years back that it was nominated that they won. However, these were not the first women to be nominated for Best Director. That goes to 1976's Lena Wertmuller for her film Seven Beauties.
Cool, cool.
And it's about Italian people.
Okay. I don't.
Um, got nothing to comment on for that now.
I don't know
Uh,
anything. I
um,
wish I could add something, but yeah.
okay, here you go. What about the first woman to be nominated twice for Best Director?
For Best Director,
Yeah.
is it Catherine Bigelow again?
It is not.
No, then I don't know.
It's Jane Campion. She directed The Piano in 1993, but then she also did Power of the Dog the other year.
Oh yeah, Power of the Dog. I remember hearing about that one as well.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Benedict Cumberbatch one, the Western.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Didn't know
I'm gonna
that.
I'm gonna skip. There's a few more first women in films. I'm gonna skip a couple because we don't really care about animated films. Uh, so I think we're
Just
just gonna jump to first woman to receive an honorary award.
okay.
And
Who is it?
no, it's Shirley Temple. You were never going to get it.
Okay.
All right, I'll tell you what then. First foreign language film to win Best Picture.
I bet it's recent. Is it Parasite?
Yeah, it is Parasite. Yeah.
Ah, because yeah,
All
I
right.
really do. We mentioned this recently, like in the other one of the other episodes we did. I'm not sure which order this will go out in, but I
Yeah.
think you said it that like after Parasite, they started to be a lot more foreign stuff in the Oscars. It
A,
felt more
a lot,
international.
a lot more movies that didn't speak that didn't speak English.
Yeah,
Like that.
and
That's
I
the thing. Yeah.
and I think now in this year, I think there's maybe like two or three films that are not in English language. So that's interesting.
But let me ask you this: if that's the first film to win Best Picture, Parasite, for for foreign language. What do you think the first foreign language film to be nominated for Best Picture would have been? Or at least guess
Uh,
the year. You can try and guess the year.
Oh, I was gonna say if I don't have the year, I don't think I'm gonna guess it. I have no idea. I mean,
I think
can
you'll
you
be really surprised.
tell me the country or the year, or one of the other, or both?
You tell me which one you want, country or year.
Tell me the year.
90. I think this is so shocking. 1937.
Really?
Yeah.
1937.
How,
Foreign language
however,
film.
However, I'll tell you what, you can just guess the country.
Foreign language film, right?
Yeah,
It's got to be French.
yeah,
It's gotta
yeah,
be
it is. Yeah, it's called Le Grand Illusion, 1937, and it is in French. This is the first this is the first non-English language film to be nominated, but it didn't win. I do actually, funny enough, I do have a comprehensive list of all the films that have been nominated that aren't in English, if you are interested.
Maybe another time because that's going to be a big one, huh?
It's not a big list.
Go on
Realistically,
then.
it's not a big list. So, 1937, La Grande Illusion. 1969, Z. 1971, The Emigrants. 1972, Cries and Whispers. Sorry, those last two are Swedish, and
Hmm.
Z was French. 1994, Italian film The Postman. 1997, Italian film Life is Beautiful. 2000 was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. 2006, Letters to Iwo Jima, which was had Japanese in it, obviously.
Hmm.
Babel was a combo of a lot of languages, French and Spanish. 2012's Amour, which was like German, if I remember correctly. 2018's Roma, which was Spanish. 2019's Parasite. 2020's Minari. I don't know. Oh, it's Korean, I think.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Drive My Car was Japanese. 2021. All Quiet on the Western Front. 2022. And then the other three are this year. Anatomy of a
Hmm.
Fall, Past Lives, and The Zone of Interest, all this year.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
this is the first year we've had more than one film that
That's
isn't in
another
English.
first.
That's another first, and that's this year. I have an interesting list here, Craig. So I've got a list here of every genre and the
Yeah.
first film to have won Best Picture from that genre. Would you like to have a guess?
Okay.
All right,
Uh,
I can tell you for now, the first silent film slash war movie. So this covers war as well, and it's the first movie to win. And if you were paying attention at the beginning of the podcast, you should remember.
I can't remember. I forgot it. We said it and we moved on.
It was called
Uh,
Wings. It was called Wings.
oh, yes, yes, yes,
And
yes, yes,
and then the
yes.
second one we've got on here was a musical. And again, if you remember the beginning of the podcast, you should remember this one too.
No.
It's the Broadway Melody.
I
Uh,
feel like you're abusing me this episode. I feel abused. I feel like
I
I
feel
don't
like you're
know
just
anything.
no, you're not getting abused. You're just getting punished for not listening or paying attention. Um, so here you
I'm not
go.
as bright as I think.
1931 Western. I'll give you a clue. You'll never get it.
1931 Western.
Yeah. And your
Is it
clue
the
is
original?
you'll never get it.
Is it the original True Grit movie?
I told you would never get it.
What is it then?
It's called Cimarron.
Okay.
I told you you'd never get it. Next one, drama. 1932.
Uh-huh. What
Uh,
about horror? Is there horror there? When
yeah,
was
I'll
the
get there.
first?
I'll get
All
there.
right. All right.
Right, the drama was Grand Hotel. Comedy, then. Do you want to try and guess the comedy? 1934.
No idea. Tell me.
It happened one night. Historical, 1935. Mutiny on the Bounty. Biopic, 1936. The Great Ziegfeld.
Hmm.
Right. 1939, big clue there, the year. We've already talked about it. 1939, Romance, the first romance film to win Best Film.
We already talked about it, didn't we?
Yep.
I don't remember.
It's the first colour film.
I don't remember. Don't bully me,
God.
Tobias. I don't
Dude,
remember. We said
you don't remember any of this podcast. It's only been 30 minutes.
I know, I know,
It's
but
Gone with the
we
Wind.
talked so
Gone
many.
with,
Ah,
Gone
okay.
with the
There
Wind.
we go.
Right, okay. Try this one. You should try this one. 1940 Thriller, the first thriller to win Best Picture. I'll give you a big clue. It was directed by Hitchcock.
I thought you were going to say Hitchcock. 1940.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
First
brilliant.
thriller. Is it Rebecca by any chance?
It is Rebecca. Well done.
That was mostly a guess. I didn't know
No, well, well
came out in
done.
1940. I didn't realize it
Now,
was that old.
this one was this one. I love this film. This is a crime mystery neo noir. The first crime mystery neo noir film. It's all three of those films at the same time and individually. It's 1967. It stars one of the all-time great African American actors.
1967. I was going to say 2001 Space Odyssey.
No, this,
No.
like I said, this has Sidney Poitier in it.
And it's a crime, sci-fi.
No, it's not sci-fi.
No.
Just think, it's just crime. This is
Oh,
this is this is one of my all-time favorite movies.
is it In the Heat of the Night by any chance?
Yes, it is In the
Yeah.
Heat of the Night. Well done.
I
That's one of
know
my
that
all-time
film.
favorites.
I haven't seen it yet, by the way. I need to really watch that film.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Honestly, there's a bit where uh, the famous line is "They call me Mr. Tibbs," but uh, when you get it in context of the scene, it's so poignant because the white guy he's saying to him, "They respect me where I'm from," basically, and then the white guy is being racist to him, and he's like, "What do they call you down there, boy?" And then he's like, "They call me Mr. Tibbs." And it's like, "Fuck you." Like, I matter. Oh, it's so good. Oh, mate, I love this movie so much.
We should do
It's
some
brilliant.
classics at some point.
Oh, I'd love to do In the Heat of the Night. Right. We haven't got many genres left. Go on, try and guess horror. I know you were keen to guess horror.
Yeah, because I don't imagine horror movies getting a lot of
I mean,
wins.
I think we all know the answer to this one. Very
Is it
famously,
recently?
I mean, it's very famous to be the first horror film to win an Oscar for best film. So I'm pretty sure you should get this without any clues. I'm not even telling you the year. You should get this.
Oh, I don't see you keep overestimating me
No,
every time here.
if you give up and I tell you, you will kick yourself. You'll be like, "Oh, of course that's the answer. Obviously this is the answer." You will be annoyed with yourself if you don't get this.
But is it recent?
In, in fact, it's so obvious, it's so blaringly obvious that like I'm pretty confident you should get this. That's why I'm being mean about it because you should have already guessed by now. Telling you that you should know is a huge clue. That's how famous this movie is.
I don't know. Don't bully me. What is it?
Wow. Silence of the Lambs.
See, I don't know
Wow.
if I horror.
Wow. Wow, Craig. Wow. I'm shocked and appalled.
But would you say it's
Wow.
horror though? Do you
Yes.
think it's horror?
Yes. It's a
Hmm.
horror film. It's very famously a horror film. The whole
Okay.
franchise is very famously a horror film. It's
Okay.
okay. I'll forgive you. Disaster movie.
No, I don't know why you think I would know. I really don't know.
Come
Uh,
on. This is like one of the biggest movies of all time. Disaster movie. It won all the awards.
I'm scratching my head, quite
Oh,
literally.
God, Craig. You almost got on a roll with Rebecca and Within the Heat of the Night. And then you've managed to ruin it with Silence of the Lambs and this film. For those of you at home who are screaming at your Spotify, fuck Craig. It's Titanic, Craig.
Okay.
Come
Great.
on. Come on. Okay, come, you've got to know this one. And you can tell that this is all going up in ascending order of dates as well. So you should be able to figure it out. Titanic was 1997. There's only so many more years, right? Here you go. First fantasy film to win. You got to get this one.
Fantasy film.
Yes. Come on, you got to get this one.
I don't know, Avatar. I have
Oh.
no idea.
Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Uh, See, some of these, my problem here is that some of these like definitions of what, like, I
I have
don't
problems
really,
with this.
yeah, because I'm not sure I'd really say that. I don't know. I haven't watched Silence of the Lambs for a while, but I don't know if I really consider it horror. I
All
haven't
right.
seen it for a while. And like, Titanic, like, whenever you say disaster movie, I'm thinking like the world is ending kind of film. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's
All right.
difficult to sometimes it's
Well,
difficult to
well,
define a genre.
if you find those genres really difficult to define, then the last one is really going to stump you. According to this, LGBTQ plus is a genre. So what's the first LGBTQ plus genre movie to win Best Picture?
I bet it was very recent.
How
Was it
recent?
recent?
I
I
mean,
bet it was in the last 5 years.
it's in the last 10.
Uh-huh. Was it that film Moonlight by any chance?
It was! Ding, ding,
Ah,
ding, motherfucker. Ding, ding, ding. You got one. Okay,
well, yeah.
I lied. There's one more,
Go on.
and it's very recent. First martial arts action movie.
To win an
And
Oscar.
sci-fi. And sci-fi, apparently. No other sci-fi has won one, apparently. So this is 3 genres getting one at once. Action, martial arts, and sci-fi.
Matrix? I don't know.
Everything everywhere all at once.
Oh, that was only last year. Huh.
All
Interesting.
right, well, that's all the genres, apparently. But we've got
Yeah.
some other ones, some like minor ones. The first superhero film to be nominated for Best Picture.
What is it?
Black Panther.
Oh, yeah, I remember they were also nominated. Yeah.
All right,
Cool.
so let's see if you know this one. This one I knew. First X-rated movie to be nominated for Best Picture.
I don't know. Probably something like Last Tango in Paris or something ridiculous.
It was earlier than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was 1969. 69 is a cheeky
Yeah.
little nod to this fact, I guess. It was Midnight Cowboy, which is a very good film.
That was X-rated.
Yes, it was.
Huh. Interesting. I had no idea.
Would you be interested in the any first films that has no white people in it?
Go on.
Slumdog Millionaire
Ah, okay.
was the. It says it's the first film with an entirely non-white cast to win Best Picture, but a white English guy did direct it,
Yeah.
so I don't really feel like that should count. But all right. Um, what about? All right, I'll tell you what. First animated film to get nominated for Best Picture.
Uh, Animated film.
This was in
See,
1991. So you know it's not Toy Story. Remember, this got nominated for Best Picture, not Best Animated Picture. Best Picture.
is it by Disney by any chance?
Yes, it is.
Can't be The Lion King, could it?
Lion King was
No.
1994.
Uh-huh.
This was 3 years earlier. I'll give you another guess. If you want it.
Not sure. No, I don't want it. You tell me. You
It
tell
was
me.
it was Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea. I
Neither
had
did
no
I.
idea.
But are you interested to know what film won the first ever animated feature award?
What year was it?
2001.
Ah, so it's only been like 20 years of that.
Hmm.
Oof.
It's turned
Is
into
it
a
also
massive
Disney?
franchise. It is not Disney.
Is it Shrek?
It is Shrek. Yes, it
You're
is.
fucking kidding me. You're
Well done.
fucking kidding me. No way. No, I said that as a joke. That's
It's
ridiculous.
Shrek. Well done. You got it.
Fuck.
You got it. I know,
I
right?
don't think that's correct though. I don't think that should be the case. Fuck.
Are you interested in the first foreign language animated film to win Best Animated Film?
Go on then. What is it?
Do you not want to guess? I'll say it's
No.
2000. It was also 2001.
Foreign language animation.
So hang on a minute. If it was also 2001, maybe it was like a different year.
Maybe.
Maybe it was the following year. I think it's just the year of the movie. It was Spirited Away, anyway.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Deserves it.
I'm just going to zip through a bunch of them. I think we've done all the main ones now, so we can wrap up in a minute. But I'm going to see if there's any other interesting ones. Are you interested in first actor to receive 10 nominations?
10 in one
Yeah,
awards.
just
Go on.
nominations for acting in general. So
Go
this
on.
person received 9 Best Actor nominations and 1 Best Supporting nomination. Can you
Wow.
guess?
Supporting
First
as
one to
well.
do it. Yeah, first one to do this. First one for this to happen to, and it happened to him by 1978.
Hmm. I can't say. I mean that.
It, it was Laurence Olivier,
Okay. Good for
and
him.
for the female equivalent, first. No, hang on a minute. So this is actually both the first actor in general, but also first female actor to receive 10 nominations. It was actually a woman who got it first, and it was Bette Davis.
Hmm. Okay.
But
Cool.
the first, can you guess? And this is an actor working today. The first actor to receive 20 nominations for acting.
20 nominations.
Yes. And I'll give you a huge clue. It's not a man.
I don't know. Meryl Streep, maybe? I don't
It
know.
is Meryl Streep.
Oh,
Yes. Well
really?
done. Good
Huh.
job. Yeah. She has 20 nominations
That's
across her career.
crazy.
That is absolutely insane. Um, are you interested in the first film to win both an Academy Award and a Raspberry Award?
Oh, yeah. This is one of the things I was looking at yesterday. I was doing a little bit of research and I was curious, but I didn't actually come across anything.
I
It was
mean,
just an idea in my head.
this is a film both you and my dad have nagged me to watch.
Go on.
This is Wall Street, 1987.
Ah,
Michael Douglas won the Academy Award for Best Actor.
yeah.
However, Daryl Hannah got the Raspberry for Worst Supporting Actress.
Hmm.
And it's the first film in history to get one award from both.
It was gonna
Uh,
like, yeah, it was always gonna happen, I guess. There was always gonna be one film that would somehow
but,
manage to be the best and worst.
well, somehow, 6 years earlier, someone called James Coco was nominated for both Best Supporting Actor and Worst Supporting Actor for the same movie,
Huh. Huh.
which is strange. I'm going to see if there's any other interesting factoids.
I could give you a
Oh,
few if you want.
here you go. We mentioned Bradley Cooper has directed himself to an Oscar nomination this year. Um,
Hmm.
who do you think is the first person to direct themselves to not just an Oscar nomination, but to also an Oscar win?
Direct themselves. Hmm.
I'll give you a clue that it's a long time ago. Long, long time ago. We have mentioned his name already on the pod.
Oh, I think I know who it might be. Is it
Go on.
Orson Welles?
It is not. It is still Laurence
Ah,
Olivier.
oh, really?
He did. He won it for Hamlet, which he directed and wrote as well.
Uh-huh. Actually,
Although
I think for
I think Shakespeare wrote it first.
I was just for Orson Welles, I was looking at like Oscar snubs, so people that should have won that didn't win. And so when Citizen Kane came out, fantastic movie. I think they only got
Yeah.
it was nominated like got a lot of nominations, but only won one award. And I think it was actually for writing, and it lost out to another film that I think was by. Hold on, I think I got it in my notes still somewhere. Yeah, it won Best Original Screenplay, but lost Best Film to How Green Was My Valley by I think what was his name, John Ford. Which I've never seen and I never even heard of it. But like, I think everyone knows Citizen Kane, but I don't think many
Hmm.
people have ever heard of How Green Was My Valley, which is interesting.
No,
Like,
no. It's far more. It's far less known.
yeah, interesting, interesting. I got more of these, by the way. I can tell you in a second if you're up for
Um.
it. We're almost at an hour.
uh,
Uh,
I mean, I'm nearly done with this list. Do you want me
Go
to
on.
finish this? All
Yeah,
right.
quickly, let's do the list, and I've got a list of some snubs for you that I uncovered yesterday that might be
All right.
interesting.
Here you are then. What about first Canadian to win Best Director?
Best director. Hmm. I can think of a
Canadian.
few Canadian directors, but like most of they're modern and they're still alive.
Yeah. So's this guy.
Is he still alive? Is it? It's not. It can't be Cronenberg. No,
Nope. It is not Cronenberg.
still alive. Director. I don't know who.
It's James Cameron.
Oh fuck! I forgot he was Canadian. Yeah. Okay. Good for
All
him.
right. How about we do first child actor to receive an acting nomination?
You already said this. This was the kid from earlier, wasn't it?
No.
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 Oh,
This
then I don't know.
was Jackie Cooper. They were 9 and they were nominated for Best Actor for Skippy, which was in 1931.
Oh, that's way a lot. That's yeah.
Yeah, very old. Um, what about first professional athlete to win an Academy Award?
Professional athlete.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll give you a clue. This was 5 Oscars ago.
What sport was he in?
Well, that will give it away.
Uh,
Okay, I'll
hmm.
just say the name of the film was Dear Basketball. It's an animated short film. So you know it's centered around basketball.
I don't know. I don't know much about basketball players. I could only
I
just
mean,
guess at names.
you know who Michael Jordan is?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not him.
Oh, screw you. Uh,
Think of the only
sh-
other famous basketball players that if you have no knowledge of basketball, you at least know 3 names. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and then this other guy.
Kobe Bryant is also
Yes.
Shaquille O'Neal. Ah,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Oh yeah, Shaq
Yeah,
as well. Shaquille
yeah.
O'Neal as well, yeah. But Kobe is the answer, yes.
Good for him.
Um,
Good for him.
yeah, yeah. Now, this is very interesting, and I had no idea. Are you ready for this?
Go on.
First autistic actor to win an Academy Award. And this, my friend, if you didn't know, will shock you. I think a lot of people do not know that this actor has autism.
Then there's no way I'm gonna guess this. Then
Nope.
are they very famous?
Yep.
No idea. Who is it?
Okay. I'll give you clues. I'll give you clues. You can ask me questions. I'll give you. Let's say I'll give you 5 questions,
Yeah.
and you already know that they're still working today.
Okay. So hold on. You want me to ask you questions?
You ask me 5 questions. I give you 5 answers to 5 questions to try and guess.
Okay.
Which famous person has autism? This shouldn't be made into a game show, but we have.
Fucking hell. We've got to that point. Uh, are they okay? Are they like mega famous?
Yes.
Uh, do they do action movies?
I mean, yeah, but they're not really known for being. They're not an action hero kind of actor, no.
Do they usually play
They've
lead
been in,
roles?
they have been in those kinds of movies. Yes, this is a person who has been a leading uh, character in movies, and uh, yeah, very very. He not only do they do the main character, but they'll do supporting characters as well. They've
Uh-huh.
done action films, but they're not the action hero kind of character.
Have they been
Got so
acting before the 90s?
yes, they've had a
Aha.
very long, extensive career.
How many have I
They've,
asked you
they've
now?
been
Like four or
they've
five?
been around forever. They have so many movies across so many years, but I suppose they didn't rise to prominence until around the 90s. I guess they got kind of that their star did rise quite quickly in the 90s, but they've been around beforehand.
Mm-hmm. Uh, oh, it's really hard without knowing what they could have been in. So have they been in many Oscar-winning movies?
I mean, I'd assume so. That this is the kind of person that you associate with high caliber acting.
Hmm.
Like you put this person under the same breath as some of the greatest actors to have ever lived. Like he's very prolific, very well, like very popular. People really, really like this guy. Shit, now you know it's a man. But yeah,
I already
people
assumed it was a man.
people really, really dig this guy as an actor, and rightly so. He is one of the all-time greats.
Oh, is he English?
He is not English.
Ah, is he American?
He is not American.
Ah, hmm.
But if you go back,
European?
he is European.
What were you going to say just before I interrupted you?
No, I'm not. No, because it makes it too obvious. I don't want to
Oh,
guide you. I don't want to guide you. You're guiding yourself. I think it's better you figure it out. It's okay. You've already gone past 5 questions. Just try and figure out where he's from. The moment you find out where he's from, you'll know who it is.
is he Danish?
No, you're going further away.
Further away. French?
Yeah, you are further away.
Italian?
You are far. If you're further away from England than France and you go Italian, oh yeah, you're too far. You need to go closer.
Irish?
You are a lot closer, but you are not there.
Icelandic?
You're a
Where?
million miles away.
Scottish.
Ireland, Scottish, you are almost there. You are one
Welsh.
country
Oh,
away.
so is it Anthony Hopkins?
It is Anthony Hopkins, yes. Sir Anthony Hopkins apparently was the first autistic actor to win an Academy Award.
Wow, that's insane. Yeah, I don't think anybody knows that at all, that he's
No,
autistic.
no, I don't think that's been made public knowledge really at all. So that's by the way, that's the end of my list. I thought we'd end it off with Anthony Hopkins, end it with a bang, and
Yeah, that's a
a bit of a bombshell that to discover that.
yeah. You think more people really would know that? Huh.
I think it's probably just a testament to just how good of an actor he is that you'd never have guessed.
Yeah. Do you want to know some trivia from me? I got a few things.
Yeah, I'll hear some trivia from you. Hit me with your spicy trivia.
Okay. So while you were looking at like Oscar firsts, I was being a prick and thinking about Oscar wrongs, kind of, I guess. So people
Okay.
that probably shouldn't have won, or like things that I thought were kind of unfair. So yeah, I mentioned earlier about Citizen Kane
Hmm.
losing out. Did you know that Stanley Kubrick has won more BAFTAs than he won Oscars?
See, I know that a lot of people believe that the Academy Awards had a vendetta against Kubrick, that they actively didn't want to give him awards, even though he'd made the best film that year. People do believe this.
Well, this is the thing as well. So while I was researching this, like I came across some interesting like insights, and I can't remember where I read this. Um, someone said in one article that films that are ahead of their time usually don't win awards. And I think it's really true. Like
Mm.
like when you think about it, like so many amazing films never get even recognized. It's
And it
more to
has to be
do,
said, Kubrick is the living embodiment of being ahead of his time as well.
yeah. It's more really to do like there's so many other things like there was some categories I thought like for best actors there was like for example uh sometimes actors are getting it to make up for past wrongs, so like maybe they didn't get it the year before when they should have, but then they came with a new film. It wasn't as good as the previous one, but like they give it to them anyway because they felt they should have gave it to them the year before. There's plenty of actors who also get it just because like they've been around for ages, even though the performance they gave in the film was like really minor.
Well, this is the thing.
Uh,
I never thought like
you
of
still there?
Martin Scorsese. When you think, yeah, I'm here. When you think of Scorsese's filmography, you don't for a minute think that Departed is the film he won his Oscar for.
Yeah, yeah. The Departed is amazing. I love it, but yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, but
Uh,
like the rest of his filmography is just fucking perfect, and yet Departed, which is like an okay film, is the film he won. I'm just like, when you think of all of his movies, Departed would not be your first choice when trying to decide his best film.
yeah, and there's some other categories as well. Like, there's also a possibility of like being sympathetic towards an actor. Like, if something happened to them in their personal life, that can sometimes factor in. Like, if the public is sympathetic, and yeah, also another thing. Like, apparently, yeah, many actors who direct themselves don't usually win. Or there's always the other thing, which I always factor in now when I'm thinking of these awards, is that there's always a compromise. Like when you have multiple great films, like there's like, okay, we'll let that film have best film, but then give that director the best director or something like this, like trying to
Let this
make it kind
person
of,
do screenplay, and give this. Yeah,
yeah,
like spread the awards out so everyone's happy.
yeah, but it doesn't always, I don't know, doesn't always feel right. Uh,
I, I tell you, I'll give you one of my Oscar notes. Um, I think I really believe Eddie Murphy deserved to win the Oscar for Dreamgirls. I think he's amazing in that movie, and I think when you put him side by side with all the other nominations of the year, I forget who it was now, but I remember at the time going, he's clearly the best act, like the best performance of the year, best supporting actor of the year. Um, but then there was a lot of theories that he'd done Norbit in the same year, and the, the theory was that the Academy were like, okay, this is an amazing performance, but we physically can't give the man who made Norbit an Oscar the same year he did Norbit. Like
Yeah.
it, like Norbit really is terrible, but when you watch Dreamgirls, it's like, but you know, this was it really was an Oscar-worthy performance. And then again, like when you fast forward a couple of years, The Theory of Everything, Eddie Redmayne got the Oscar for Best Performance for Stephen Hawking. However, in the same year, he'd done Jupiter Ascending, which people thought was so bad that it was unwatchable. And Eddie Redmayne was a big factor of why it was so bad. He's probably the worst thing in it. And yet they did give him the Oscar. So, you know, yeah, it depends, I guess. But I definitely, if I could go back in time, I would implore the Academy to give Eddie Murphy the Oscar for Dreamgirls. I think he's incredible in that movie. When he sings, it sends a shiver down your spine. Like, you know, he totally embodies this character.
Yeah. Fair play. Good point. I've got another one for you. Two more bits of trivia and I'll finish. Actually, three more. I'll
Go
start
on,
with
then.
the
I'm
smallest
ready.
one. Have you seen Crash? Came out 2005,
Yes,
I think. That won
yes,
Best
yes.
Picture.
It did win Best Picture.
I only found that out today. I remember watching it thinking it was all right. It's one of these ensemble ones, but
Yes.
I don't know if it should have. I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion.
I like it.
Uh,
I don't love it.
yeah, I have a similar kind of feel to it. Uh, Hitchcock never won an Oscar for Best Director. He only won
But
a
Rebecca
Lifetime
got Best
Achievement
Film.
Award. Yeah, the film's won, but he never got one for Best Director, which is interesting. Even though he was
Again,
nominated.
it's probably his brand. They probably didn't like his brand.
Yeah, but Rebecca, Lifeboat, Spellbound, Rear Window, and Psycho, they were all nominated. But yeah, he never won it. He did get a Lifetime Achievement Award, though, in the 60s, I think.
Well,
Oh,
I
no,
mean,
sorry, 80s.
I feel like that's just daylight robbery. Only getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. Like
Hmm.
he is the master of suspense. And if it, you know, anyone who knows cinema will tell you that the Hollywood narrative is built on suspense. If you don't know how to manipulate suspense in the audience, then you probably shouldn't be a filmmaker.
Yeah. And
So
I'll give,
Hitchcock, I think, wrote the book. He basically figured out how he cracked the code on how to make movies.
yeah, exactly. I'll give you, this is my last piece of trivia. So in 1995, the 67th Academy Awards,
Uh huh.
Shawshank Redemption was nominated for Best Film, Best Actor, Best Screenplay based on material previously produced or published, Best Original Score, Best Sound, and Best Editing. Can you guess how many awards they won?
Zero.
You're right, they've got nothing.
Good. I hate that movie.
You don't like it? Ah,
No.
okay. I
I
thought
thought.
you would have
Right.
liked it a bit more.
I tell you what. So the word hate. I use the word hate only. Like I actually don't hate the movie. I think the movie's really good, but I just hate how much people like it. Like it really annoys because like it really isn't that good. I don't because I'll tell you what it is. If people would just treat it as a good little prison drama, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. But no, people treat it like it's the best fucking movie ever made, and it isn't. It just isn't. It's not. It's. Hang on a minute. I've got to get closer to the microphone for this. I'm getting angry now. People try and make it out to be the best movie ever made. It's not even the best prison drama ever made. So, and if it's not the best prison drama ever made, it can't possibly be the best movie ever made. I don't understand why people treat it like this sort of magnum opus of cinema when it's good. It's a good movie. It's just not. It's not a 10 out of 10 movie. It's not the greatest movie ever made. It's just it's fine. It's good. It's better than good. It's a good film. I like it, but it's not a masterpiece of like people rate it as like the best film of all time. It's up there on the IMDb list in like the top 3, I think. Like people
Hmm.
really overrate Shawshank Redemption. It's a good film, but it's not. It's not. I don't think it hits the heights that everyone else. I can name off the top of my head, Animal Factory is a movie with Willem Dafoe, and that's a prison drama, really gritty, pretty much the same story, and it's much better. Scum with Ray Winston, that's better as well. And that's a prison drama, British prison drama, but really good. Like I can think of a bunch of prison dramas that I would consider way better than Shawshank. Sorry,
Oh,
I've just had a massive rant about Shawshank. I don't hate it, man. It's just I don't agree with the general perspective of it.
yes. Yeah, I know, but it's good. You had to say it, right? You had to say it.
It is. It is good. It is good. I don't want to say it's a shit film. It's not a shit film, but I mean, it's not even the best prison drama.
Yeah.
Orange
Oh,
is the
and
New
that's
Black is better.
I.
That one's a joke. That one's a joke. That one's a joke.
All right, man. I think we better wrap this up because we went on
All right,
for a
man.
bit. Oh, but we
Are you?
learned a lot
Are
of
you?
interesting things today.
So yeah, I actually found a lot of that quite interesting. I didn't go through every detail of my list before getting on the pod, so I was surprised with a few things at the end there as well. But
Yeah.
I knew to save Autistic Hopkins for you. I knew that was going to be the last thing.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. That's a really odd little fact. I don't know.
It is, isn't it? I might end up cutting it. We'll see how it goes. I'll see how it lands when I listen to it
See
at the
how
end.
yeah, see, like we made a game show, like you said.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right, man.
that's everything from me and Craig. We are Film Shrapnel, and until next time, what's strap a lapping? Go check us out on the app formerly known as Twitter at Film Shrapnel, capital F, capital S. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. Craig, I'm gonna love you and leave you, honey.
Yeah, I got to drop off too. It's been a pleasure, man.
Yeah, I'll see you later, baby cakes. Until next time,
All right,
keep it
sweetheart.
moving. All right, babes.
Love ya.
Laters.
Bye.
Kisses.
Film Shrapnel.